40 years old, 4 kids, and a family, and this is what I would do differently if I were back in my 20s. When I first graduated college and was getting paid a salary, I was renting an apartment with a friend, and the amount I was being paid seemed like it was too much. You've lived 4 years on TA salaries and a couple work study amounts. You know, getting a full-time job, it's a lot. I wish I'd saved more. I was very aggressive in saving, but every dollar that I saved back then is worth so much more into the future. Second thing I wish I did was when I left my first job and went to my second, I wish I had moved my accounts over. I left my 401k at my old job. I just felt it was fine, and I didn't really pay attention to it. That didn't ultimately hurt me too much, but it did ruin a little bit of that discipline. And so I want to move it all to a rollover IRA as soon as possible so I can manage it in one place. I was in my late 20s during the housing boom in the late 2000s. And as a result, I felt that pressure to buy a house. Everyone should be buying a house. If you don't buy a house, you're not really growing up and you're still a kid. I guess it's really not about a house and more about letting other people's opinions influence my decision. As a result, we bought a townhouse, loved it. Our neighbors are great. It was actually a very good decision socially. Financially, not so much. When they say, a house price always goes up, anybody that bought in the mid-2000s and had to sell in the late 2000s knows it doesn't always go up. The end result was that we ended up paying about $400 or $500 to live in a house that we absolutely loved. And so in that regard, it was better than renting. But the idea that buying a house is always a winner, that's so not true. If you're in your 40s, what would you tell your 20-year-old self? And if you're 20s, what's something that a 40-year-old would tell you that you'd actually listen to? Let me know. And if you like stuff like this, follow me for more. I got a ton of stories, ton of ideas, and I'd love to share them with you. Talk to you soon.